Norway, 9 times winner of the European cross country, is the natural team captain for the European team. Didn't do so well in the European Championships just before Christmas. He pulled out of that, so he'll want to do well here. Ben Bruce of the United States, a steeplechaser. He was a medalist in the World Trail Running Championships, we understand, last season. Comes from Utah. Frank Tickner of Great Britain, twice national cross-country champion in 2007 and again in 2009. Back in some form, we're told. Well, the conditions challenging, certainly. There are one or two little obstacles on the course, and it's slightly changed from last year. Not quite so formidable at the far end of the course. A little bit damp over the far side, we understand, but with the junior races and other races gone before, it will be a bit soft underfoot. And the white vest and black shorts leading the race at the moment is Attila Bekele of Belgium, who recently won the European cross-country title. A young man who has really come from very little running at all and very little experience internationally to the fore in Europe. Bruce, the captain, we've been introduced to him. Vernon, Walsh, Gerard, the other members of the British team. There's Guerra. That is lamdassem with the blue long-sleeve shirt. Levitt in the background there, you saw for a moment. Gray. The Americans, that's Peacock with who hasn't got the armbands on and not wearing a hat there in the early stages. That's Ryan McLeod in the midst of that group. So as one would expect the British team to be well packed throughout this race, and it's very interesting to see how lamdassem gets on as well. Remember, he was second in the European Championships, and the tall figure there of Joseph Sweeney of Ireland now moves into second place, just challenging on that little hill. Lots of undulations, the odd log here and there, just very, very much a World Championship style course, which tend to be a little flatter, but that little uphill will challenge a rhythm upsetting part of the course. Vernon, who's run well, of course, the English national cross-country champion last year. Steve Vernon up in that leading group, was 6th in the Brussels cross-country, incidentally, but certainly it looks to me as though Bekele, as I said, the European champion, who went to Belgium with just a note to say, I'm a runner. They said, well, what have you done? Well, he didn't speak the language, couldn't explain too much, but when he said his name was Bekele, they immediately enrolled him. And I'm not surprised. There's no relation, I might add, but certainly Ethiopian. He's of Ethiopian origin, of course, and he's taken it on. It'll be very interesting to see how this race develops. It's very steady to start with, no one really pushing it. One wouldn't expect that perhaps at the early stages of the race. But remember, this is a match, as it was with the juniors, between Europe, Great Britain and the USA. And the tall figure of Joe Sweeney was 5th in the European Cross-Country Championships before Christmas. Was Sweeney, a tall figure, very rangy with that white vest. And the Britons are well stacked here, but look how now it's beginning to spread out. 4 laps of the course, and with those tags on their ankles, we can tell you that we got some idea of the team score. It looks as though Europe leading with 46 ahead of Britain at 52 and USA 85, because only 6 score from the 9, so they're all in that leading group. But look at this. All of a sudden, there's a breakaway, and it's by the European champion. Came to Belgium at the age of 16, I'm told, a refugee from the north of Ethiopia, and he wasn't running at all before he came to Belgium. But this is a significant lead, isn't it? Guerra looks to be in 3rd place. You can see him there, and that's the Spaniard. And with the blue long sleeves again is lamdassem, formerly of Morocco, switched to Spain in 2007, twice 2nd in the European Cross-Country Championships, incidentally, in 2010 and 2011, just before Christmas. But the Britain's still up there, but it is beginning to string out, and it's all down to a young man who wants to, he's 30, having said a young man, he's experienced but inexperienced in terms of his running. Sweeney holding on to 2nd place, lamdassem in 3rd, Guerra in 4th. That looks like Gray in 5th, and then the British team strung out behind. Look at them, they're all stringing out there, and the Great Britain team doing very well indeed. There's Tom Humphries on the right, that familiar gait. Gerard is the leading Briton. Taylor is there as well. A bit of pushing and barging there, as you see. There's Frank Tickner, the captain of Great Britain. And coming up to the end of the second lap, the European team, well, you can see the leader, and you can see 4 of them in that leading team with 6 to count. They're now 21 points ahead, I'm told. So I can give you those scores. I mean, it was 35, 56, 84. And that is official, I'm told. Vernon leading, Taylor's there, Gerard, you can read them for yourself. Mack is there as well. Just looking for, there's Peacock, who was in that leading group. There's the captain of the United States team. But this race really unfolded at the hands of Attila Bekele of Belgium. Now, look at this, Gray's having a go. But very interesting to see what he could do. Fly fisherman, we're told, a graduate of kinesiology last year from College of in Virginia, won the US Clubs Cross Country Championship in very good form, we're told. He's 23, and these 4 away from the rest of the field now. Well into the third lap. So Gray leads, lamdassem in second, Bekele in third, Guerra in fourth. These 4 away from the rest. And really put in a big spurt. Tickner, I saw him in the background there. And coming up to the end of lap 3, the European team clearly will still be in the lead. I'll give you those scores in a moment. Only 1 American, I can see 2 Americans. Sweeney's dropped right back. Here's Tickner, I thought he was going a little better, followed by Mack. Now these 2 have closed in on the leading group. There's Vernon, Steve Vernon. And well into the 41, 60, 76. So 19 points the advantage of Europe over Great Britain in second place. So it's Europe, Great Britain and USA as they go into the last of these laps of 2 kilometres. A real battle now between the 2 that fought it out in the European Championships just before Christmas. Bekele, to remind you, the leader, the champion. Lamdassem, the silver medalist. Lamdassem, a 10,000 metre man. He's done well on the track. He's got a pedigree. We know he's got a sprint finish. Gray is there. Mack's closing in as well, along with Tickner. And Guerra has been left behind just a little bit, as it's all changed between the third lap and this fourth lap. Very good race anticipated in the final stages here. Now then, will Lamdassem attack? Will Bekele beat him twice in a short period of time? Gray in third place, Mack in fourth. Tickner's having a good one in fifth place, leading the British team. And then Guerra, so Europe clearly leading this competition. So, Bekele, Lamdassem, it's going to be between these 2, I fancy now. Who's got the finish? What can Bekele do? Lamdassem looks easy, doesn't he? And Mack is closing in on Gray, and here goes Lamdassem, that's it. And that looked pretty decisive to me. Lamdassem leading, Bekele in second, Mack in third, now Gray in fourth, because Mack's just taken Gray as well. Very short 200 metres to go, or thereabouts, just a little less than that. And this is a dominant piece of running in the final stages and a reversal of the result of the European Championships. Ayed Lamdassem of Spain now coming in, representing Europe. And that's a reversal of the European Championship. And look at the battle for second place now. And Bekele's under threat, not from Gray, but from Mack. And there's the winning. There's the winner. Lamdassem takes it. And Mack gets ahead of Bekele in second place. What about that? Terrific stuff. Terrific race. There comes Tickner in behind him. And Guerra follows him in. Well, let's have a look at the result of that now. What a race that was.